Fala galera, tudo bem com vocês? No último Plat Chat eles avaliaram a Loud como vocês viram no último vídeo, e eles também falaram sobre a NiP, sobre as chances da NiP de passar da fase de grupos, e separamos e legendamos esse trecho aqui pra vocês, então vamos lá conferir.
The other team though from Brazil, Bola, tell me this.
Yep.
Are NIP near Loud status?
No, not even close.
Do they have what it takes to make it out of their group?
Yes.
Okay, now we're talking.
I would say they do, but it's not in the same like confident sense that I'll talk about Loud with, right? This is a slight chance because they have a lot of firepower. But when it comes to the way that they play as a unit, fundamentally, like a lot of different things, to me, the question that it says at the bottom there, are ninjas in pajamas the same old Brazil story? I think so, and that comes off the back of the fact that their core is somewhat similar to some of the teams that we've seen before. Like Shand is straight up from Furia. BNJ was on Crew before. John was on, I forget which team, the Game Landers team. Like a lot of that, you know, it makes somewhat sense. But the other guys, Beige 1 or something like that, and Kauzazen, like are insanely good. The problem is that they don't have patience. They don't have like any sort of like meta ideas. Like it just feels like they kind of just play the game and go double duelist and just go in your face, you know? And that's not to say that that's bad, because in my opinion, that is still very, very valuable when you are making the other teams uncomfortable, but it's not exciting to me. And that's why I'm not as excited about this team, but I still think that it can catch people off guard.
Yeah, sure. I think you got to remember with Valorant as a game, at the end of the day, if you click the heads, you'll have a higher chance of winning, and that's what NIP do. They have got an incredibly frag-heavy team with these double duelist comps with Shandy and John, and the fact that they lean into that is their major strength. It's the thing that they're shifting around and bullying other teams with, but is it going to work against the best in the world? Because you're at an event with theoretically the best in the world. Obviously, it's strenuous circumstances with a lot of the EMEA teams having issues. But in general, you are going to be going up against a lot tighter competition. And I think that they have gaps in that with the meta, with the comps that they play. John playing largely Reyna. He plays KO, I think, on Haven. But when I was watching, it didn't look particularly good.
No.
Yeah, I don't think the ceiling is the same as Loud. But I definitely think this is a team that can do some damage.
They're a great upset team, because if they just are firing on all cylinders, especially against a Fnatic that's having to play with stand-ins, then yeah, there is serious upset potential. But I think there was essentially zero chance of them making it out of this group if Fnatic didn't have those issues.
Yep.
Because they just don't look like they're going to be able to hold up against Fnatic or DRX. Because even DRX are going to be good enough to be able to deal with essentially just Jet Reyna running at them on a large amount of maps. There's nothing interesting going on when you watch NIP. It's not even interesting in terms of the coordination between the duelists either. Shandy's a very fast-paced, aggressive Jet, and there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with his playstyle, but they don't really support him that great. And this is the classic John play on Reyna. The streamer that was watching this called him the Cavalo Valoroso, which is Portuguese for the valuable horse, but it's like a play on words with it being like a Valorant, like a valiant, valuable horse. Essentially, he's just charging in, getting value by just running into areas and just fragging people, just face checking as much as he can. And that is just John in a nutshell. And I just don't think that's going to work against teams with any level of consistency.
I think it's too readable.
One of the big problems too is even if they defeat Fnatic the first time around, they probably still have to play them again to get out of their group.
Pois é, o link para você assistir o episódio completo tá na descrição. Passa lá e deixa aquele like pros caras. Deixa também a sua opinião aqui nos comentários sobre tudo que foi falado. Deixa aquele like, se inscreve no canal para não perder nada. Aquele abraço e até o próximo vídeo.